Showtime. That's how I feel. Anyway, great to see all of you again. Can you get rid of my accent? That is a question I hear regularly. People call me, they email me. I must get rid of my accent. Does that sound familiar? The first thing I always say is, why would you want to get rid of your accent? My name is Jayne Latz, founder of Corporate Speech Solutions, where we work with professionals just like you to develop clear, concise communication to accelerate your career success. I have an accent. If you can't tell, I am from New York. We all have accents. When someone says, I want to get rid of my accent, my follow-up question is always, why? It's your culture, it's your heritage, it's who you are. We all have accents. However, you are absolutely correct. If your accent is interfering with spoken clarity, yes, we must work on reducing, not eliminating, reducing the accent so you can build your career. Our goal is build your clarity, build your career. In business communication, strong communication is essential to career success. A particularly heavy accent may interfere with your confidence and your climbing up the corporate ladder. I often hear from clients that when they speak to people, there's that confused look on the face, which is great when you are paying attention to the people you're speaking with. Are they leaning forward? Are they looking confused? Are they frequently asking you to repeat what you just said? Those are the triggers that necessitate accent reduction training. And you may ask, what is accent reduction training? And that's a really great question. When we work with individuals, we start with an assessment, a customized assessment, so that we can analyze exactly which sounds are interfering with spoken clarity. For example, there are many languages where the V as in Victor is not pronounced. Sometimes it's pronounced like a B, sometimes not pronounced. When it's not pronounced, the listener has to guess at the word. So it's really important to develop that spoken clarity. However, there are other general techniques that we can work on if you don't sign up for individual training. And these techniques will impact your spoken delivery. Many of you attended my free webinar yesterday called Accent Success. I loved every minute of it. And in that webinar, we shared 5 techniques, not specific sounds, 5 techniques to help you speak with greater clarity and confidence. Again, there definitely might be specific sounds, but when you don't have the time or the budget for individual training, there are many other techniques that we can work on to help you to improve your clarity and your confidence. So let me tell you what I want to share today. Today, my goal is to share 2 of these techniques, then 5 benefits to accent reduction training. I guess I only need 1 hand there, right? 5. Then share 2 great resources, and then open it up for questions and answers. Does that sound like a good goal for our time here today? Feel free to let me know in the comment section. So, technique number 1, and I know how important this is for all of you, because what happens when people speak English as a second language is they often don't have the confidence to speak up and be heard in meetings. So they don't project their voice. And when they're not projecting their voice, it makes it even harder to understand what's being said. So vocal presence is developing breath support so you have a strong, confident sounding voice. Even if you haven't mastered clarity yet, let's at least hear what you're saying. So let's give you some of these techniques. And for you who are my fans on YouTube, and I thank you so much, you may have heard some of this in the videos, but now you get to practice with me live. How do we build breath support? It all comes from our diaphragm. It all comes from our belly. I'm pointing to my belly, but you can't see it. I want you, while you're listening to me right now, to think about your belly and bring the breath up. Breathe in through your nose for the count of 3, and then a slow exhalation for the count of 5. Build that breath support like this. While I'm talking, I want you to practice. Now what we're going to do is you're all going to do it with me. I want you to breathe in for that count of 3, and then on the exhalation with me, we're going to count to 15. Out loud, but muted for you. Out loud, I want you to hopefully sound as strong at 15 as you are at 1. Remember, it's about bringing that breath in from your diaphragm. The air brings it up to the vocal cords open and close, and that's how we make sound. So like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Did you notice that I was as strong at 15 as I was at 1? How about for you? Did you have trouble staying strong counting to 15? If so, here's your homework. All I want you to do is take that breath and on the exhalation, count to 10. Just go to 10. When you're comfortable at 10, go to 15. And for those of you who got to 15 easily and you were ready to keep going, keep going. Go to 20. Think of it like going to the gym. You're going to build breath support for speech. Another exercise is take that same breath, because that's our fuel. It's like going to the gas station. And if you don't take that good breath, you're not even going to get out of the gas station. So take that breath, and this is fun. You're going to need your stopwatch on your phone for this exercise. And you don't have to do it right now, but just know for after. You're going to take out your stopwatch, and you're going to hold the sound ah, just ah, for as long as you can. I am not going to do it for as long as I can, but I want you to see what I mean. So it's like this. Ah. So take out your stopwatch, and I want you to stay strong with a solid ah sound for as long as you can. Some of you will only be able to hold it for about 9 seconds, some 10. Some will be able to hold it for 15, 20. My goal for you is anywhere from, let's say, 18 seconds to 24 seconds. Some of you right now might be saying, oh my gosh, I only made it to 9 seconds. And that's okay. It's hard the first time. You're not really sure what you're doing. So Just keep practicing. Those are 2 exercises to help you build breath support for speech so that you can always speak up and be heard. When you're doing those exercises, make sure you don't feel any strain. It's about the air fueling your speech, and always have water by your side. Tip number 2 to build confidence in your communication is clarity. Have you ever received a voicemail message that you needed to replay once, twice, maybe even 3 times just to get the person's name that's calling? What about your voice message? I know because I receive those voice messages, and sometimes someone will repeat their name twice. I still have no idea. How clear and articulate are you? Are you speaking so quickly? Are you swallowing the ends of your words? In English, there are many words that differ just in the final sounds. For example, poem, pose, tray, trade. That's just 2 of many, many, many pairs. If we swallow the ends of our words, your listener has to play back what you just said to figure out what fits into that message. The problem is when they're playing it back, you're still talking. We need to make sure that they don't miss out on what you just said. Practice finishing the ends of your words. In our training manual that we give to our clients, we literally have a sheet of maybe 30 or 40 words where the final sounds are highlighted in red so that you can just practice finishing the ends of your words. You will be surprised at what a positive impact that will make in the clarity of your communication. 2 simple tasks for you to practice. There's research that's been done that will tell you that miscommunication costs your company money. My goal is that none of my clients will ever cost their company money. So in addition to those tips, I promised you to share what are the benefits of accent reduction training. Number 1, an improvement in pronunciation skills. In yesterday's webinar, everyone was asked in the registration to tell me their concerns, and I would say 85% wrote pronunciation clarity. Let me tell you here and just also clarify clarity, pronunciation, articulation. Those are all synonymous terms. So we can improve your pronunciation, improve your clarity, improve your articulation. But that is definitely a benefit of accent reduction training. Benefit number 2 is building confidence. And that is universally a challenge. And if you go back and you listen to my story, which is on a few of my YouTubes, you'll know I lacked confidence for maybe the first 30 years of my life. Happy to share that video with any of you. But building confidence is essential to building your career. Number 3, you will be making fewer mistakes when you're speaking, which will lead to your overall effectiveness. So many of our clients come to us when they either want leadership roles or they have just moved into a leadership role, and now is when they must work on building communication, making fewer mistakes, and developing that executive presence. Benefit number 4 is improved networking and negotiation skills. Those are separate in and of themselves, but I put them together so we have just a simple 5 benefits. But networking leads to business, negotiation leads to business. How important is clarity and confidence in networking and in negotiation skills? And the 5th, maybe even most important benefit is less confusion with your listeners. I'm going to pause there. I have a really important question to ask you, but I want to just acknowledge the wonderful comments that I'm seeing. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Destiny, for loving the channel. I love all my subscribers and my team here. Noeem, people don't understand you when you speak on your phone. Go to my website. I know that it was just listed. Go to my website, Corporate Speech Solutions, and grab a free resource titled Tips to Excel on the Telephone. It's free. Hello, Arnold and Noeem. I love that you are going to highlight the ends of your words on your flashcards. That is fabulous. That's taking what I say and acting on it. So here's my question. Is accent reduction training for you? Today, I have such exciting news. Traditionally and always, we have customized individual training. For people moving into leadership roles, executive roles, that's essential because it's private and it's customized. But not everybody is in that position and not everyone has the budget. Yesterday was the first day and today is the second. I am sharing that April 2nd, we are launching our annual group training program. We only give this group once a year and we limit it to 5 individuals, just 5 individuals because it needs to still be personalized and we need to be able to work with you. One of my expert trainers is leading the group. People love it. It will be on Saturdays. We did a poll on YouTube and due to that poll, it will be 4 p.m. Saturdays starting April 2nd. 5 people. The link is in the comments. So if you're interested, go right now to the link or click on it so you could look at it after and register. It's 8 sessions, 8 weekly customized sessions for you. I'm very excited about it. Like I said, we only do it once a year. If you would love to participate, but the time doesn't work, send me an email. That's feedback I need to know. It's hard to satisfy the calendars of everyone around the globe, but trust me, I do try. I told you I have 2 exciting choices in addition to the private. Now, you are the very first, literally very first to find out that we are about to pre-launch an online program called Reduce My Accent. It is 10 videos. It is our very special workbook, Talking Business When English is Your Second Language, digital copy. That will give you access to over 150 downloadable sound files. So if you want to practice your clarity, you've got 150 files. It is literally kind of beta testing. You are going to be the first to get it. You can see the link in the chat, the comments as well to find out more about that program. Literally, you are the first to hear about it right now. I am about to open up for questions. I just want to remind you, there's 3 ways to work on reducing your accent if you're interested. 1, private training. 2, group training. And 3, online independent study. So I am going to gather that the very first question today is, what is the difference between the group and the online program? The group program will meet live on the virtual platform, live with one of our experts, actually someone who's been with my team for 14 years, a true expert. You will meet for 8 consecutive weeks live on the virtual platform, and you will be guided on specific sound changes, some unique issues for non-native English speakers, and for additional benefits like we talked about, building vocal power, clarity, reducing your rate of speech, learning to speak strategically, and much more. But the important thing is it's led by an expert. You are working with an expert, just not one-on-one. Maximum of 5 people in the group. Online independent study is just that. You don't work with an expert. There's 10 videos, some of which are similar to what you've seen on YouTube, but you're guided through 10 aspects of communication that will impact your clarity and your confidence. And you have access to our fantastic workbook, Talking Business When English is Your Second Language, which, by the way, if you just want to practice pronunciation, you can grab the book off of our website off our website. I don't know if it's on Amazon. And it's independent study. So you can watch a video and practice as many times as you want. Again, brand new beta stage. Any other questions? Now is your time if you have questions. And while you're writing, I'm going to look at the newest comment from Arnold. But other native speakers do diminish the last sound of the letter, like the American T. Great comment, Arnold. And we have many clients that are native English speakers. You're 100% right. Just because someone speaks English as a first language and an only language does not mean that they are always clear communicators. T is a whole lesson on its own, because in standard American English, there are actually 4 different ways to pronounce T. So it just depends where in the word the T is, because sometimes it isn't pronounced. Noeem, thank you, Professor Jayne, for sharing and teaching. Always good work. God bless you and God bless America. Oh my God, thank you so, so much. Okay, this is time for your questions. Do we have any questions?
So right now it doesn't look like we have any questions, but we did have questions in the past in our accent reduction live stream a couple of weeks ago. And one of them being is that when they get excited, they tend to speak quickly. How can you deliver their message with greater impact when speaking quickly?
Fabulous question. Fabulous. And thank you to the person who wrote that in. In many of my videos, I talk about the strategic delivery of one's message. And what that means is you have to slow down. And yes, when we get excited, we speak quickly. But with training and with practice, you will learn how to be excited, but still control the delivery of your message. I often tell people to practice with their name. Just even when you're excited and you introduce yourself, my name is Jayne, pause, Latz. Now, I have a simple name, 1 syllable in each, my first and my last. But people from China, Japan, India, around the globe, they weren't raised with someone named Jayne or Latz. So if I rush through that, they may not get my name. And isn't that important that people know your name? So your homework, another exercise for you to practice, is saying your first name, pause, last name. Do that 10 times until it feels natural. You are on your way to learning how to strategically deliver your message. If you do need more practice, I definitely have videos on YouTube on the power of the pause, strategic delivery of my message. We definitely go through it in detail in the book, Talking Business When English is Your Second Language. And that'll explain, but it takes practice. So that's a great question. There's no shortcut, but it will take practice, and it's called the power of the pause. Are there other questions, Joel?
Yeah, so another question that we got from the past was how to find a practice partner.
Oh, that's a good question. And that's what it's all about. So number one, if there is a native English speaker that's a colleague at work, practice with them. If you have a spouse that's a native English speaker, obviously we want a good role model. At Corporate Speech Solutions, we created maybe 4 years ago a group for exactly that reason, again, to keep practice at a lower cost. It meets twice a month. The group is called Speak to Lead. It's on my website under upcoming events. And this Saturday, today is Tuesday, this Saturday is our next session. So if you want to find practice partners, sign up for Speak to Lead under my events. Try it. You can cancel at any time. It is a monthly membership, but it is the best way to practice with other people. We have probably 50% in the group are non-native English speakers, and some people stay 2 or 3 months. Some people stay over a year. And I want to share a question I'm frequently asked. What can I expect from training, from private training especially? When you do the private training, you can expect to improve 50 to 75% based on a pre-test and a post-test. And I'm really proud of the fact that we did 1 year research to support that. A few years ago, we spent a year with blind study results. We blind studied before and after audio recordings. We had someone tally before and after, and it came smack in between at 66% improvement. And the more you practice, the better that number gets. So you can also expect, if you don't want data, you can absolutely expect greater confidence, greater clarity, and greater recognition at work. So is accent reduction training for you? I would say yes. It's just a matter of which program might be the right fit. I want to thank all of you for being here today. When I get your comments, you have no idea how much it means to me that I am helping you to build your clarity, your confidence, and your career. And even if it's not your career and it's your personal life, as long as I'm building your clarity and your confidence, I'm doing my job. Don't forget, grab those links for the group or the online program. I'd love to get feedback on both. And I look forward to seeing you either at my next LinkedIn Live or my next video on YouTube. I wish everyone a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and thank you for joining.